We've all seen world-class speeches, but most of us cannot define exactly what makes the speech so good. So today what we're going to do is we're going to watch a complete beginner and then an award-winning actor perform the exact same speech. I'm going to break down the performance. I'm going to show the differences so that we can all understand what makes a speech good and what makes a speech bad. I am Danny Banchev. I went from being socially anxious, bullied, terrified of speaking in front of a crowd to today getting paid to speak on stages, building a six-figure audience online, closing hundreds of deals as a result, living my dream, but most importantly, launching Born to Speak, which is on its way to become the #1 school community for public speaking, influence, and charisma. So the world-class speech we're going to review today is performed by Sylvester Stallone in the character of Rocky, where he's coaching his son, giving him a life lesson. So let's start with our complete beginner speaker, our boy Justin, who's a member in Born to Speak and had literally 0 classes in public speaking. By the way, if you want me to review your speaking, just like I'm doing right now with Justin, then you can join the community for free. You send me a clip you want me to review, and I'll be able to send you a Loom video just like this. This is what I do with my clients in business, sales, content creation, all of the game of leadership. Let's jump right in. Let's see what Justin got for us.
Let me tell you something that you already know. This world ain't all sunshine and rainbows. It's a mean and nasty place. And I don't care how tough you are, it'll beat you to your knees and keep you there permanently if you let it.
So what's happening right now is I'm already noticing what I call a body language incongruency. That means you are doing the hand gestures, you are moving your body. It's not exactly matching with what you're saying. It's not matching with the emotion we're seeing in your face and in your eyes. You're in your head. And what I say is when you're head, you're dead. We can feel it. We can feel it. Sure, it's an acting performance. You're not a professional actor. This is about speaking. But this works in content as well. I see it all the time. The guys heard, I need to use my body. So now they over-exaggerate it. We can feel it. We can feel it. And when you're trying to be someone you're not, that gives a neediness vibe. And neediness is the enemy of confidence, is the enemy of attraction, of charisma, of certainty, of conviction. This I'm already noticing.
Not me, you, or nobody hit as hard as life. But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward.
You know what I appreciate though? We gotta give some respect to Justin, because if you're gonna watch the performance by Sylvester Stallone later on, you got the accent on point. I actually appreciate it. It seems like you put a lot of work in getting prepared for that. And I gotta appreciate that. The pauses are great.
How much you can take and keep moving forward. Now, if you know what you're worth, then go out and get what you're worth. But don't be pointing your finger, saying you're not where you wanna be, because of him or a nobody. Cowards do that, and that ain't you. You're better than that.
What I wanna see, brother, I appreciate already the facial expressions getting closer to the camera when there's more intensity. What I wanna see is you feeling it. I want you to speak from your core. I want to feel you. No homo. You can feel me right now as I'm speaking. You can feel the groundedness when I speak. This is not scripted. This is not scripted. It's all improv. And you can feel the certainty, you can feel the intensity. It's because I'm speaking from my heart. I'm present right here. If ever you're in a situation like this, where you need to perform a script with emotion, and the whole point of the exercise that you get it right on point, every single word, then your only solution is to learn it by heart to a point where it almost comes naturally. It almost became who you are. That's specifically for acting. But in any speaking circumstances, if you guys are going to perform a speech word by word, you better believe it comes in the moment. You better believe you have conditioned it so deep in your subconscious mind that when you speak it on the spot, it doesn't feel scripted. One thing no one wants to see is a scripted speaker. We all hate it. One thing we all want to see, one thing we all immediately respect and perceive as authority, I'm telling you guys, this is the most powerful thing, and you cannot shortcut it. is when you're so good and you're so certain at what you do. You've done it so many times. You're so present. You're so certain and confident and faithful. You have faith in God that whatever needs to come up in the moment will come up. That's when you win people's respect.
Now I'm always gonna love you no matter what. You're my son and you're my blood. You're the best thing in my life.
Wow. Beautiful vocal variety. I gotta give you that one. Beautiful vocal variety. If you look at the greatest speakers in the world and you really pay attention to how they use their voice, it's like music. It's what I just did. There's vocal variety. What did I do in the beginning of the call? I was so straightforward. Boom, boom, boom. And then now I started speaking slowly and in a relaxing tone. You guys subconsciously listening to that. That's speaking to your subconscious. That contrast, those waves is keeping you attentive to the video. That's what creates hypnotic speaking.
But until you start believing in yourself, you ain't gonna have a life.
I respect that, bro. You actually did a good job. Let's go to Sylvester Stallone. Let him cook.
Let me tell you something you already know. The world ain't all sunshine and rainbows. It's a very mean and nasty place, and I don't care how tough you are, it will beat you to your knees and keep you there permanently if you let it. You, me, or nobody is gonna hit as hard as life. But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward.
That is literally the main difference. There's a lot of feedback I would give to Sylvester Stallone as well. When he speaks, he's consistently moving. It's a bit incongruent sometimes. That's why people say he's not that good of an actor. But one thing that's undeniable is when he is saying what he's saying, you can feel the intensity. He's right there in the moment. And by the way, it's also acting. Maybe it's improv, who knows? The point is, he had a script, yet you can feel as if he's truly his father. You can feel it in the intensity.
That's how winning is done. Now, if you know what you're worth, now go out and get what you're worth. But you gotta be willing to take the hits and not pointing fingers saying you ain't where you wanna be because of him or her or anybody.
You guys remember Justin, he said, him or her or anybody. That's more how it sounded like, didn't it? What happened, Justin, is your facial expressions and body language was right, but the intensity of your speaking was the incongruent part. Now I get it by comparing it to Sylvester Stallone right here. Watch how fast he's speaking. Watch the speed of his speaking.
If you know what you're worth, now go out and get what you're worth. But you gotta be willing to take the hits and not pointing fingers saying you ain't where you wanna be because of him or her or anybody.
The tone, much louder. The speed, much more intense. Less pauses. This is what makes it believable.
Cowards do that, and that ain't you!
I want that intensity from you, Justin.
Better than that! I'm always gonna love you no matter what. No matter what happens. You're my son, you're my blood. You're the best thing in my life. But until you start believing in yourself, you ain't gonna have a life.
This is the part where, Justin, you nailed it. The vocal variety. Vocal variety, you got it right. Anyone watching this right now, you're seeing me speak. You're seeing these professional speakers speak. You can feel the freedom. You can feel we're liberated. We're speaking from our soul. We're speaking from our heart. That's why you receive us. That's why we move you. That's why we move you. The way you move people is on an emotional level. But the way you can reach that emotion is if you feel it yourself. That's why when I host workshops, I invite guys on the stage and I get them to step out of their comfort zone, get challenged, get loose, do some crazy shit so that they can break through that mental limit they have in their heads. Because when you're in your head, you're dead. Universal rule of speaking. So if you guys want to get challenged, you want me to give you feedback on your speaking, you're in business, sales, content, you want to grow your personal brand or close more deals or lead better and move people, you know where to find me. It's completely free. Now, much love. Otherwise, I post videos here every single day. So I'll see you here regardless. Much love.